You're watching Mirror 7 News. Stay informed, stay ahead for more news.
In a moment that has stunned France and much of Europe, former French President Nicolas Sarkozy has officially begun serving his prison sentence. On Tuesday morning, Sarkozy arrived at the Santé prison in Paris, a facility with a long and storied history, marking the first time in the history of the French Republic that a former head of state has been incarcerated. At around 9:40 a.m., Sarkozy, now 70 years old, entered the gates of the prison, accompanied by his wife, Carla Bruni. Before leaving home, he took time to greet the small crowd of supporters who had gathered outside. Many shouted his name, "Nicolas, Nicolas!" and some held signs calling for his release. The scene was both emotional and symbolic, as the once powerful leader walked quietly toward a fate no one had imagined for a president of France. His imprisonment follows a conviction for association de malfaiteurs, essentially criminal conspiracy, linked to allegations that his 2007 presidential campaign had been financed with money from the Libyan regime of Muammar Gaddafi. The court ruled that Sarkozy, while serving as interior minister, had allowed close associates to negotiate with Libyan officials, including Abdallah Senussi, who was already convicted in France for the 1989 UTA flight bombing. Sarkozy has firmly denied all charges. In a message posted on X, that is formerly Twitter, he declared, "It is not a former president they are imprisoning, but an innocent man." He even compared his situation to that of Alfred Dreyfus, who was famously wrongfully convicted of treason in 1895. His lawyers have immediately filed a request for release, calling the detention a shameful act. The Paris court now has up to 2 months to decide, though the ruling may come sooner. For now, Sarkozy will face the solitude of confinement. Reports suggest he will be held under an isolation regime, with limited access to other prisoners. His days will include 1 hour of outdoor time in a small courtyard and scheduled access to a gym or a modest prison library. Interestingly, he has reportedly chosen 2 books to accompany him: a biography of Jesus and the Count of Monte Cristo, the story of a man seeking redemption and justice after a wrongful imprisonment. Just days before his detention, Sarkozy was quietly received at the Élysée Palace by President Emmanuel Macron. Macron described the meeting as normal, on a human level, while maintaining his stance on the independence of the judiciary. Still, the encounter sparked debate across France about the relationship between power, justice, and personal loyalty. The French Justice Minister, Gérald Darmanin, who is close to Sarkozy, has even announced his intention to visit the former president in prison, a plan that has been criticized by magistrates as a possible breach of judicial independence. Whatever one's view of Nicolas Sarkozy, whether as a controversial figure or a victim of political targeting, his imprisonment has opened a new and uncomfortable chapter in French political history. For the first time, the Republic is seeing one of its own leaders behind bars, sparking difficult questions about justice, legacy, and the limits of power. Stay subscribed for more videos.